Torrence, if you were with us yesterday, had a little trouble with a quad muscle, left thigh muscle, but still looked very capable. And wouldn't you know it, while she's getting ready for her 200 final, her arch rival Gail Devers, who also hopes to win 2 gold medals at the Olympics, takes her victory lap after the 100-meter hurdles. Gail finished just behind Gwen Torrence in the open 100 earlier in these Olympic trials.
Gail is a lot more comfortable than Gwen Torrence is right now. She's all smiles. She's already made her second part of the Olympic team. But Gwen Torrence, the task is at hand. That quad muscle is her left quad. She said felt better yesterday than it did on Friday after the heats. So that's a good sign. Another good sign is that Gwen Torrence knows that she is so much faster in this particular event that if she can just keep herself together and just run very comfortably around the turn, that's what puts the most pressure on that thigh muscle, and get to the straight, she can reel him in as she has to. But this woman, Dannette Young, really wants to make the Olympic team. She has been on the Olympic team in the relay and has won medals. Back in '84, she was a finalist in the 200 meters. She was 7th. In '88, she was 6th. In '92, she was 5th. Is this finally the year that Dannette Young makes the Olympic team? You see her concentrating right there. She ran a good race in the 100 meters, but she still has this last opportunity to make the team.
In lane 1, Keisha Jett. She'll need the Jets in lane 1. All-American at Florida this year. In lane 2, Cheryl Chaplin, a 4-time All-American at LSU. Lane 3 is Carlette Guidry. Carlette, a relay gold medalist in Barcelona, was 5th in the 200 there, but posted the fastest time in the world this year in the semifinals. Lane 4 is Gwen Torrence, defending Olympic 200 champ and already winner of the 100 trial. In lane 5, Dannette Youngstone, like Torrence, from nearby Lithonia, Georgia, relay gold medalist the last 2 Olympics. As Carol said, has never made the U.S. team in an individual event. In lane 6 is Sundra Fagin, the current NCAA champion, just finished up at LSU. In lane 7, Selena Mondi-Milner, Illinois grad, who represented the U.S. at the World Championships last year. And in lane 8, Inger Miller, 4th in the 100, and the U.S. relay candidate at the Olympic Games later on this summer.
Carol and Tom, after Gwen Torrence, it's really going to be a struggle for those other 2 places. Sundra Fagin is the youngster of the field at age 22, and she wants to emulate her teammate Dee Hill, who made it in the 100-meter team, finishing 3rd. It's one thing to run against college athletes, it's another to be in the world-class ranks.
Definitely is. Gwen Torrence knows what she has to do. All she has to do is set herself up in the position that she needs. She knows that she wants to go after those 2 gold medals later on in the summer back here at the Olympic Games, but what she knows she has to do right now, no matter how bad her leg feels, she needs to make it around the turn and position herself to go for that double.
I like what her husband and coach Manly Waller says. He says that after she does well in the 100, she doesn't like to run the 200. He has to kind of coax her into the 200-meter races.
Manly kind of censors her too. He has some less than complimentary articles, Sports Illustrated and Newsweek, and Manly telling us, I don't think I'll let her see those. Sometimes very charming and sometimes very sharp, the swinging moods of the very competitive Gwen Torrence. Torrence is away quickly, so is Dannette Youngstone. Torrence and Stone, they come for the straightaway. Carla Guidry is also gaining ground. Now in the home straight, Dannette Youngstone a slight lead. Carla Guidry takes command, and here comes Gwen Torrence. It's Guidry in front, then Torrence, and then Youngstone. For the finish, Carla Guidry wins. Dannette Youngstone is second.
But Tom Hammond, it was very tight. Inger Miller on the outside came up very strong while everyone was looking at the inside lanes. Torrence, Inger Miller come up on the outside. That's one problem with being in the inside. You don't look on the outside. You don't look on the inside to see the other athletes. Inger Miller all the way to the left side of your screen. You see Carlette Guidry leading in the black. Dannette Young and Gwen Torrence fading a little bit right there. Look at the close of Inger Miller.
Miller, an outstanding 100 meters. Obviously, she knows how to lean from that event. And this is why the photo timing equipment exists.
I don't know. We might have just seen Gwen Torrance's big Olympic dream.
This is amazing because it looked like really Ingram Miller might have edged Gwen Torrance for the third and final qualifying spot.
You know, it was one thing for Gwen Torrance to run, as Carol suggested, a little bit conservatively around the turn and guard the leg where it hurt the most. Once she came to the straightaway, I think we all expected her to use that superior speed to move into a qualifying position. Doesn't matter, first, second, or third. And yet, you may be right, Carol, that she didn't look to the outside.
Craig, it is official now. Gwen Torrance has finished fourth. And she is with Chris Collinsworth. Chris, can you catch up with her?
Sure. Hey, Gwen, sorry you did not make the 200. You have to be disappointed. How was the leg?
Well, I gave it all I had. I knew I was going to have a difficult time, but I thank God I finished the race. Those were the breaks.
What does this mean now for the 100 meters? Is your leg hurting badly enough that that could be a factor?
Well, no, it's not hurting right now. It just wasn't good enough to be in the top 3, but I tried.
Is it fair to say that you were just beaten in this race and the leg wasn't a factor?
Yes, it's fair to say I was just beaten, and I just couldn't hold on. But it's okay. Thank God I finished, and I tried.
All right, Gwen, we'll see you at the Olympic Games. Tom?
All right, Gwen will be there in the 100, but not in the 200, the event she won in Barcelona.
As you see Gwen right there taking a little hitch, which is not very advantageous in your start, but she's running very well here, and she did not look like Gwen of old running the turn. Usually Gwen had been passed in that young stone off the turn. Right here, I think she feels like she is running enough, but you see as they're coming down, she is on the inside of Dannette Young and may not be able to see Ingram Miller at all come up on the outside. Perhaps right here, she thinks, okay, I'm in a good position. I'm going to be okay. There's no way that I can not make this team, but Dannette Young is running on her outside. Maybe, I'm just saying, Craig, what do you think? She may not even have seen Ingram Miller come up on the outside.
We'll watch the finish one more time. Carla Guidry wins. Dannette Youngstone is second, and just at the tape, Ingram Miller edging Gwen Torrance. What a story. Gwen Torrance will not be on the U.S. 200 team. Carlette Guidry 22.14, Dannette Youngstone second, Ingram Miller third, and in fourth place, Gwen Torrance. So Atlanta's hometown girl comes up short in the 200, and the stadium is in shock. We're back in Atlanta, where one of the biggest names in American women's sprinting has just failed to qualify in the 200 meters. Gwen Torrance finishing fourth. Here's the whole race.
And Tom, I think you had an early signal. The woman third from the right of the screen, an outstanding sprinter, Carlette Guidry, has been in the Olympics in the 200 meters, but shouldn't have been able to make up that sort of distance around the turn on Gwen Torrance. Then once she came to the straightaway, just not herself, and lengthening that stride and running by the others, as we've seen her do so many times in the past.
And by a slight margin, Gwen Torrance nipped at the finish by Ingram Miller, running in the extreme outside in lane number 8. Gwen Torrance will not make it in the 200. But while Gwen Torrance was tasting defeat, another icon of American track and field, Jackie Joyner-Kersee, did make another U.S. team. And with that story, let's go to Dwight Stones in the women's long jump.